seconds. 4,
We're going
3,
live. We're going live.
2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
Liftoff on another Tarot Today live here on YouTube and simulcasting on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. I'm your host, Dax Carlisle. I come to you live from Tucson, Arizona, where it's getting up to 90 some degrees. Holy cow. And joining me, the fabulous Mary Brown, live all the way from Amarillo, Texas. It's been storming out there, huh?
It has been pretty stormy weather. Yeah, it was funny. We were watching the news the other night and there was like the weather guy was on and you see the downtown landscape of Amarillo, which it's what it is. But we have a few tall buildings and you could see this gigantic wall cloud like passing by threateningly. It's like everybody hold their breath. But luckily, it was all right. But 90 something degrees though. I don't know if I could handle that. Not right now.
Yep. And we finally got on as an official podcast on YouTube. We've only been podcasting for 14 years, but anyway, people are like, well, what's the difference? What's a podcast? It's like, well, we do live radio. We're actually live. And then afterwards it's a recording. So it's a podcast, they used to actually have pods, but Apple stopped making.
Remember the
iPod?
Back.
Oh my God.
I loved my iPod. It was great.
I didn't know it, but they were making those up till recently and then they stopped making them. It's like, wow, really? They kept making those things? I never saw them. Got the iPhone and it does all the same thing, but some people swore by their iPods. They said they were better.
Yeah, it seemed to me, well, like compared to my Samsung phone, the iPod was better sound wise.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get into the whole Mac Android thing with me.
Oh no, don't even get started on that, right?
Don't get started. But I miss them. They were kind of convenient, because they got so little, Yeah,
I mean, some of them were nano. They were tiny little things. So there
time marches on.
Time marches on. Speaking of that, so we're marching on here. We've got folks in the chat. Andrea's joining us. Jay Francis. Borders rule.
Charlotte.
That's Charlotte, right? Okay. Ellie, the Moonchild, made it.
Hey,
Ellie, I was getting worried. You weren't here yet. Yeah. Okay. Ellie's here. Now we can start the show. Ellie's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got some calls on the phone lines. Hey, you can call into the show. We're one of the only podcasts.
Yeah.
Laugh. Doing that, live where you can be watching us on YouTube and calling in on the radio. That's right. And the phone number is 714-816-4628. If you want to join us, that's 714-816-4628. As soon as you get through, press 1 on your dial pad. Just want to let everybody know, because sometimes Blog Talk tells you to do that. Sometimes you don't get that prompt, and you got to push 1 on your dial pad after you get through. So we want to know, I mean, it lets us know that you want to be live on air. Otherwise we don't know, we assume you're just listening, So push 1, it'll raise your skinny little hand on the switchboard here, and I'll know you want to chat with us. We got a few callers coming in now. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you can call into the show. But if you're listening on Blog Talk, you can come over to YouTube and see Mary and I. That's right. We're about to do the cards of the day and everything, and you're going to want to see that. So come over to YouTube, and it's we're the @ Tarot Today Live. So youtube.com/@ Tarot Today Live, or just search Tarot Today Live on YouTube and jump in the live. Get in the chat room with us, because you can chat with us in there live. Maybe you can't call into the show, but hey, you can type to us. And Laura Wright just came in. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hey, so what's going on today? Saturday, the 20th. What card of the day did you get?
I got a couple cards of the week. And it's really kind of interesting, that I drew a card from the Sufi Wisdom Oracle deck by the one and only Rasuli, my art coach.
That's why all our paintings are behind her right there.
He hasn't seen any of these.
Rasuli projects. What?
Oh. He's seen some of them. He saw that one, but he hasn't seen what I've done since I last took his class. So I don't know. I'm deciding whether or not to show him. Like, what is he going to think? Anyways, I digress. The card of the week is from the Sufi Wisdom deck, and this one, the beautiful artwork by Rasuli. I want to cry. Beyond the ego, surrender to the flow of life. Now, what's really interesting to me about that is because I also drew a tarot card of the day from the lovely and wonderful Fenestra Tarot. Now, this is an older deck put out by US Games many moons ago. The card that I got was the 10 of Wands. Does that look like someone surrendering to the flow of life? No. They're struggling. They're burdened. They're like, I can do it. I can get there. I can do it myself. I can carry all these wands myself.
Yes, damn it.
Damn it.
Make it.
This
beyond
dude
the ego. Beyond the
clearly
ego.
needs to get beyond the ego. Surrender to the flow of life and just no strife, no struggle. What's the point? Life's too short. What did you get for the card of the day or week?
So I pulled the Heart of the Matter card, and it is, oh, look at that, the King of Swords. And then off the top of the deck to go along with it, the 8 of Swords. It's a Swords Day, all those thoughts and communication and stuff like that. I'm going to pop them up here, the Radiant deck versions, because you can see them much clearer like this, and you can see she is surrounded by all of these swords, thoughts and ideas, and she's got the blindfold on. There's gaps. There's a way to walk out of that being surrounded by the swords, but she can't see because she's got this this blindfold on. It often reminds me of the Two of Swords, where she's sitting there with the blindfolds and the two crossed swords. And what I think of with the 8 of Swords is it's the same person, the same thing. It's just gotten a lot worse. I mean, before she was refusing to make a decision between two ideas, two paths she could go down. Now she's got all these ideas and concepts and thoughts, and she's just totally trapped in there. If you take a little closer look, though, you can see her goal is behind her up on the side of that mountain or cliff or whatever it is. There's a castle there, that's the goal. And she's standing in water. Water is the spiritual realm, the subconscious. I often say the subconscious, being a hypnotherapist, it's all about that, right? But if you look really close to her and her bonds there, how she's tied up, I mean, it's ridiculous. So whoever tied her up did a really bad job. All she's got to do is kind of wriggle a little bit, and that's going to drop off. And she can take the blindfold off and clearly see the way out, the path, to get out from around these swords being all trapped in. And then you've got the King of Swords, and he's there with that one broadsword, talking about kind of escaping all the thoughts and ideas, and let's do some rational thought here and focus in on the one thought or idea. That's what I think is going on with these two cards here. And the King of Swords is basically telling us what to do. So there you go. And I think that what I think about that is, notice that she has the orange, and then he's got this blue with the purple, the regal around him, and he has the same orange underneath. If you look at his sleeves as she does, it's that orange is that what yellow and red, it's that combination of optimism and passion, but he's got this cooling, blue, calm, cooling color, going on here is the predominant. And that's what happens when you focus in on one thing and push out all the other garbage. If you really want to, and the 8 of Swords, 8 is abundance. If you really want to achieve that abundance, and kings are 44, the master manifestor number, the way you do that is focusing in on one thing. And it's really interesting because we just did a workshop on niching. And if you, program all of your Google alerts and your YouTube notifications and everything to only serve up stuff about that one thing, it's amazing how far you'll get. It's also, just also wanted to mention, it's the 20th. So that's a 2-day, 2 + 0 is 2. So that's that energy of the mediation, duality, relationships, so getting together with family and friends, having some fun. It's Saturday, right? The entire date reduces to 5. It's that, it's the chaos number, but hey, it's also the adventure and high energy number, which means you can get a lot of stuff done today. No, don't sign any contracts. Don't buy a car. Don't buy the refrigerator. Wait till a different day to do that. Never sign contracts or do anything big on a 5-day, but it's a great day to get with, remember the 2 energy, get with your family and friends, go ride the roller coasters, get out into nature, get near water, just ride the roller coasters, watch the movies, read a good book, do a spa day. Don't do anything, really permanent. Anyway, so there you go, guys. So let's pop in. I wanted to remind everybody, you can call into the show. But you can also pop it in the chat, and I'm looking to see if there's any questions in the chat. Basically, let's see, I'll give you the quick overview that I wrote in the chat earlier before the show started. If you want to buy us a cup of coffee, book a tag team reading, book a private session, contact us in between shows, go over to Tarot Today .live will take you over there. Okay. And then you can ask anything about tarot, numerology, professional reader certification, membership in the guild, as well as get a reading. Just ask us to please pull a card or type in your specific question right there in the chat, or call in at 714-816-4628. Awesome.
Yes.
Let's see, Andrea.
Do we have any questions?
Let's see, given some time.
I have my amethyst spirit quartz.
Oh.
And I'm playing with all the little quartzy points everywhere.
And
Kind of cool.
Oh,
It's
Michelle.
sparkly.
And Ellie wrote, Ellie had just earlier repeated what I just said. Thanks for doing that, Ellie. We got all of our little monitors in there.
Yes,
Let's see.
it's awesome.
Okay, we finally got a question from Michelle. Can I get a general read? Okay, pull a card for Michelle Metheny.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me
You can
to go
go.
first?
If you already got a
Okay.
card, go ahead, because I'm shuffling. I'm only just
I am shuffling as well.
yeah.
But okay, I will just shuffle and just a general whatever comes up. I may pull one card. I may pull more cards. Wow. This is funny. Okay, so other people had to have done this, right? It's like, have you ever accidentally shuffled in the title card
Oh, I love when that happens.
to your deck, and then that's a card you pull? Wow. Okay, so let's start with that. We'll definitely pull some more cards, but look, it's the crescent moon, and the moon is sleeping, and the moon's connected to intuitive, and also, our intuition rather, but also nighttime, also shadows, also reflection, um, and romance and werewolves, right? So there you go. That's your first card. And then, we're keeping with the celestial theme here, because the second card I picked up was the star card. Maybe you should spend some time out under the stars, or looking at the sky. The star card is really great, though. It's this wonderful, you can see like the two jugs there, right? Water, and you see that sense of balance in it. Also, water, again, connected to intuition and our emotions with the star card. But it is usually thought of as a card of hope and what we aspire to. Like, if you were to wish upon a star, what would your wish be? And kind of focus on that and reflect on that. The Fenestra Tarot is interesting because the word Fenestra, if you notice, like the border of these cards, it's like a window frame. Fenestra means window. Like defenestration is when somebody, falls out the window, throws himself out the window. Anyway, but we're not talking about that.
Word of the week as well.
Yeah, word of the week. Get that Wordle puzzle out. But yeah, it's time to think about what you want. What is your goal? What is your dream? What do you aspire to? What do you want to accomplish? And take some time to reflect on how you want to get there. Give yourself a timetable, give yourself like a blueprint for this. But that's what I get. Let's see if Dax has something.
Michelle says, laugh out loud. I've done that.
Awesome. Like, pull the title card.
Yeah. And you got the star card. Guess what?
Wow.
The star card. Yes. So there is hope. And the reason why I say there is hope, because the first card I drew actually was the Four of Cups. Are you feeling in a mood there, Michelle? There's hope. But, that's the typical meanings with this card. More and more, when I've been getting it, and I think you said this too, I can't remember for sure there, Mary, but being the star, it's like I feel like it's the time for Michelle to shine. And by the way, this, you're not satisfied, but it fits in with all I was talking about the numerology of the day. You've got the high energy to accomplish things, and about the cards that I had, same thing. Knight of Swords. Grab a hold of that one thing and run with it. So everything I said with the cards of the day, or cards of the week, they all apply. They all apply here, Michelle. So it's no accident that you tuned in today. There we go.
Awesome.
That's what I got. There was, and we are going to come to phone lines. We're just giving you guys some, opportunity to call in. Oh, we got a bunch now calling in. 714-816-4628. We're going to be going to the phone line shortly. Let's just see if there's any, maybe another question or two in here. Andrea was saying, I'm an Aries. 3 years ago, I was with this air sign. I'm an air sign. And out of the blue, he hit me up on Facebook talking about getting together. Why all of a sudden he wants to get together? Okay.
It's your turn.
What I think's going on here with this is that he's given it a lot of contemplation and thought and realized that, why is he suddenly doing it now? That's why, he realizes that he should have done it 3 years ago. It all stems from some feelings going on. It's a 5 of Cups situation, crying over spilt milk card. He there's something that's happened recently, and it may be with somebody else he was dating, that he wasn't too happy about, and it's all comes down to you now. You got to decide. I got the 8 of Wands, which is abundance. So, this actually could really work and happen very quickly, by the way. So that's what I think is going on, why and what, but it's all up to you whether you want to trust that or not. But let's see what Mary's getting.
Right. So I agree with the whole, it's totally up to you to decide like what to do. So what he hits you up on Facebook, it's like, you don't have to jump at that unless you're really feeling it. But the why of it, well, we have the 8 of Cups with the 3 of Swords, the heartbreak, the Death card. I mean, that's the why of it. And the Page of Cups shows up like, okay, he has a relationship that ended. And so now his like love life, whatever, he's kind of on pause. And he, like Dax said, maybe he took some time to kind of reflect on it and think like, hey, I miss her. I want to be together, something like that. It's not, the cards I drew didn't really speak to that because I just asked the why of it, but the why of it is that he's on the rebound. Okay. So I don't know, man, think about that. Like, you want to be like the rebound person, maybe do some talking. Communication's key anyways. And, just talk about it and check in with yourself and what you're feeling.
Oh, I just have to mention, Michelle said in the chat, wow, I sat under the stars last night, pondering which steps to take and the path forward. Great information. Thank you, guys.
Wow, that's so cool.
Wow, we hit it dead on.
That's cool.
So I hope that helps you out, Andrea. And then Wanda Woman, which I love that. I wish my name was Wanda, so Wanda. I could be Wanda Woman.
That's awesome.
That is the best handle I've seen in a while here. Had a bad fight with my boyfriend. What do you see with my relationship with him?
I think it's my turn.
Yeah.
Yes.
I already got cards drawn on this, but I want to hear what you say first.
Hold your horses. I'm shuffling. Okay, so what do we see with this relationship? We had a bad argument. What's up? Where are we at now? Right? Okay, and okay. Look, things are going to change, or you're in a state of change, really. Everything feels a little funky, right? We got the Wheel of Fortune. We're like, okay, what's it headed for? Which way is this going? And anytime the wheel comes up for me in the reading, especially like in the present energy and saying like things are in flux a little bit now. And I would say, it's emotionally, right? A bad argument can make our head spin a little bit, right? But the wheel's turning towards the 6 of Wands, which that's a great card. That is nice. On a basic level, when it comes to relationships, appreciation. appreciation. And sometimes that can be a type of, I don't even want to say like flat out apology, but at least like sort of an acknowledgement that like, hey, you know,
Mm.
I still like you, like we're cool, right? The Hierophant comes up right at the center. Some people might say, oh, what's the lesson here? There's a lesson in this. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's just the priest, saying like, giving the blessing sign and saying like, keep the faith, don't get too discouraged right now. Don't get like too spun out about it. And we have the 2 wands underneath everything. So
Mm.
when it's in that position in the spread that I do, when it's at the bottom and saying like, okay, that's the thing that we're kind of moving away from. So this argument doesn't necessarily represent a crossroads. It could feel like that. Sometimes big arguments do, but I don't think that it does. And what we have in the past position is the 6 of Pentacles. And so that's kind of an interesting card to come up if, maybe there's a gift in it. Sure. There could be a lesson with the Hierophant. Maybe there's a gift in this whole thing, because we end with another 6 on the other side. So my spread is bookended by these, what I would call positive 6s. You've got that nice earth energy of the 6 of Pentacles. You got that like bright, exciting wands energy of the 6 of Wands. So I feel good about this. I feel like you guys are going to be okay, but maybe we do need to kind of like, have some sort of like truce, peace, appreciation moment. But let's see what Dax says.
We are just on the synchronicity today, Mary. 6 of Pentacles.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
And, I think this might be part of what's going on. I even asked her in the chat, but I haven't heard back yet from Wanda. Was it money or career? What was the argument about? Because I'm getting all these Pentacle cards. I'm getting the 10 of Pentacles. You just saw the 6 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. He's focused on this and, he's worried about creating legacy and he's focused, and guys do that, so I think there's more to it. What's going on in the background of this is what I'm saying. Oh wait, she's saying something. Jealousy. It's about jealousy. Okay. But there's may still be this other aspect, you see, and what presents itself as the supposed issue isn't always. It's just the outer manifestation of what's going on, so pay a little attention to that and check it out. But as far as the relationship goes, he's going to come back in there, Knight of Cups. It's going to be fine. This is just a little thing. So looking good, I think. And Mary had the same kind of idea, right, Mary? It's like,
yeah, I think you're right. Like, look, what is jealousy? Like if people are like literally like jealous, it's always going back to like how they feel about themselves. A lot of times insecurities of some sort, or just kind of, sometimes people feel really wronged, and sometimes it's worth examining like how that happens in a relationship, that one partner wrongs the other when it's supposed to be about the love.
Yeah. I was glad though when I saw that Knight of Cups right away. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna work out. It's gonna be fine. Yeah. Okay, so I don't see any more questions right now, but if you're watching us on YouTube live, pop in your questions. Maybe you just want us to pull a card for you. Just ask for us to pull a card or type in your specific question. Wanda says, thank you both. And we're going to go to phone lines.
For the question.
We're going to go to phone lines. Yes. So give us a call. Get into the queue right now because the show's halfway over, folks. 714-816-4639. 4628. We got 678 coming up, then 347, then 916. Before we go to the phone lines, though, going to do the bottom of the hour announcements real
exciting.
quick here. Of course, we will be back next Saturday. But let's see. We just did a workshop with the fabulous author Nicole Colella, and that's her here on the screen in the upper left corner, right next to me. And we had a lot of fun, all of us laughing, and oh my God, especially in the beginning of the workshop. But lots of great information on niching your tarot business, how to stand out in a sea of readers. And it's available on the Tarot Guild website, thetarotguild.com. Coming up in, let's see, not this Sunday, but the following, Sasha Graham's going to be back on Magic Universe. Returning guest author Sasha Graham. She's going to be talking with host Sharona Rapsik about her new Tarot of the Witch's Garden. So be sure to mark that on your calendar for Sunday, May 28th. And right after that, about an hour after her show ends. So see, 2 p.m. Eastern, it's 4 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, May 28th. We're doing another free workshop. This one is on, let's see, boundaries. No, that's June 11th. What is it? Oh, to reverse or not, how to use or not use reversals. And it's going to be a panel discussion with the Tarot Guild staff, professional members of the Guild, students, everybody's invited. Okay, so that's what's some of the stuff coming up there. And then, of course, as always, you can go over to www.tarottoday.live. And on that page, you can read, of course, about our podcast, radio show, and YouTube live broadcast. And you can contact Mary and I in between shows, because there is message buttons on there, and you can use those also to contact us to book a private reading. We have a special just for our viewers and listeners of Tarot Today, 4444. You can book a session with Mary or myself. And if you just want to grab us a cup of coffee, there at the bottom of the page, you'll see this banner. You can click on there, get Mary and Dax a cup of coffee. It's our tip jar, if you want to send us a little something. And you can also get a tag team reading with us as well. 30-minute private session. It's basically what we do here on the shows, only you get, a whole 30 minutes with us, which is plenty of time to go into a lot of different areas and a lot of different questions. We only have a couple of minutes we can spend with you on these shows. But if you love those mini readings, tag team style with Mary and I, you can book today, $99.99 on that same page, tarottoday.live. And of course, we are the official broadcast of the Tarot Guild at thetarotguild.com. And you can join our lifetime membership now, paid up for life. That's what the puffle means, by the way, puffle, paid up for life, no annual fees. And you get my tarot numerology course included free, professional tarot reader certification included free, 50% off higher levels of certifications, guest appearances, and interviews on these shows, and promotions of you and your business as well. So come over and join the Guild. You can also join the website free, folks. You just go over to thetarotguild.com. The top of any page, just click sign up, and you can use your social media accounts to sign up real quick, and it's free. You'll get our newsletter and so forth, our updates, news updates, I call them. And you can also just use your email address and a password if you'd rather. So that's just some of the stuff going on, folks. All righty,
Cool.
Let's see. Who's been waiting the longest on the phone lines? Looks like area code 678. Caller, what's your name? 678. Are you there? Hello. Area code 678. What's your name? Where are you calling in from? Going once.
Hi, my name is.
Oh, there you are. I'm sorry. I was talking over you. I didn't hear you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
All right. My name is Karen. I'm calling you from Georgia.
Georgia.
Hey. Hi, Karen. What do you want to talk about?
Hi.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if you could maybe give me a general reading, please.
Alrighty.
Okay. Dax, I think you're up. Is that right?
I think so. Do you have any? You sure you don't have a burning question? You just want,
Well, maybe with my current boyfriend.
And what do you
My
want to
love life.
know about the current boyfriend, though? He's showing up as the Knight of Cups.
Okay. Do you see that he and I will stay together?
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, it's one of those muddled answers, unfortunately, Karen. So I did my 5-card yes/no spread, and I'm getting, well, it is 3 yeses out of 5. But when I get 3 yeses or 3 nos or 2 yeses, 2 no, like something like that, where it's not a strong 4 or 5 yes or 4 or 5 no, it really could go either way. The star card pops up again like it did just did in the past reading here. I swear I shuffled. So there's definitely hope. There may be something, some squabbles with the 5 of swords showing up here. There's something that, something needs to be done usually when I'm not getting a strong yes or no. The Fool card shows up to say, hey, take that leap, whatever it is. I mean, he's coming in here as the Knight of Cups, which is looking really good, but just like I got with I forget who that was. I think it was Michelle, or I can't remember now. One of the readings, 4 of Cups. This is at the end. That's what the problem could be. You could become apathetic later on in the relationship. So you want to guard against that. That is what will turn it from a weak yes to a strong yes, is to be careful of those 2 things. That's what the tarot's warning. The 5 of swords, the squabbles. Yes, you can be right, but at what cost? Would you want to be right, or do you want to, be happy? And then the apathy, the grass is not necessarily greener on the other side. But let's see what Mary's getting. Mary.
Yes. So, I just pulled some oracle cards on this, actually. One from the Love Notes Oracle cards by Lisa Atkinson. And the message is love is clear. And often in relationships, love is not the problem, right? Love is rarely the problem. It's other things. And, actually I drew little devil cards. Like, what's the little devil that, it's causing these questions about this relationship? And I got grief, and the thing about that is, it's like, it doesn't have to be because somebody died. Sometimes it could be like grief for like the way things were, or our younger days, or, that big moment that we had or didn't have, but it also really is a card about like, okay, if sometimes people can get blinded by grief, sometimes they can get lost in it and they get this sort of tunnel vision. And so I think that might be kind of an issue to kind of deal with. It's like one of you, it could be him, is sort of got that tunnel vision on something else and isn't like kind of opening up to like, hey, I'm right here, I'm in it too, kind of aspect of the relationship. And then on the other side of that, this is a card about, thinking positively. That's a kind of a big cliche. We say that a lot, but it's really about taking constructive action rather than, what we may think of as constructive criticism, So I feel like if we can kind of work with that, try and like expand our vision, to encompass both of us in the relationship. And I'm talking about he needs to do that as well, right? It's a mutual thing because the feeling is there. I think this relationship can last. It can have longevity. I don't think there's a question when it comes to like what we really, feel for each other, the energy of that. But there may be some things that are kind of happening individually here that are causing, a little bit of friction, kind of uncomfortableness, that kind of thing. And remember, like, constructive action is always going to be more helpful and more effective than constructive criticism. But that's what I got. I hope that helps. Thanks for that question.
Yes.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Cool. Dax, are you there?
Hold
I don't know
on.
where Dax is. Oh, there he is.
I'm on mute. I was talking away here and nobody
you
heard a word
chatting?
I was saying. Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah. I was I was feeling like the deck was not shuffled right, and so I was shuffling like crazy while you were talking there, and it was so loud that I muted my microphone. But I'm
you got
back
those
now.
Plastic cards.
Yeah.
Are you using the plastic deck? Cool.
Yep. They're loud. So I did want to repeat what I said. I thanked Karen and said have a great weekend, Karen. And now we're going to go to our next caller, which is area code 347. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Tanika. I'm calling from Florida.
Tanika?
Hi.
Yep.
Florida.
Hi.
How is it in Florida?
It's okay.
It's okay.
Oh, the plaintiff cry. It's okay.
She is so enthusiastic about it. I'm telling you.
So what do you want to talk about?
I just wanted you guys to look into a relationship I was in, and we had a falling out on May 6th, and I haven't heard from him. So I just wanted to know what you saw going on with him, if you see us as being over, or if you see him like returning and us, being able to rekindle and work out.
Right. Where do we go from here? Basically, what does it look like? It's going to happen.
Yeah,
What's
I haven't heard
likely?
from him, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's been a minute since this has been kind of in this weird zone. Okay. So what's interesting is I think you are going to hear from him again. I got pages all over the place. Well, okay, I have 2 pages. So they're not all over the place. But we have the Page of Cups and we have the Page of Wands in the future position. What we have right now is the 4 of Swords. Okay. And so in the Moon card, there's that uncertainty looming over this 4 of Swords. And the 4 of Swords to me is about taking a break, taking a rest. Things are on pause. It is not anything about anything being over. Okay. And we have the 10 of Cups underneath that. I feel like that just represents a relationship. And it's literally saying things are unclear with the Moon card. The relationship is on pause right now. And then we end with the Page of Wands. You're going to hear from him pretty soon. To me, the page, or the 4 of Swords, if we're talking timing wise, because of Swords energy, that could be like as soon as 4 days. But we've gone beyond that. And the longest time period I give for the 4 of Swords is 4 weeks. So I think we're about halfway there. But just, keep that in mind. But also really, it's on pause. There's unfinished business. There's more communication that needs to happen. But let's see what Dax has to say.
Oh, I'm getting really positive cards. Definitely something could happen. The Heart of the Matter card is, I kid you not, Mary.
Wow. That's
The star
insane.
card, remember I just said I did all that crazy shuffling. This card just wants to come out. It's like there's definite hope here. There's definite,
Wow.
yeah, I think it could happen, Tanika. Also, Mary, you got the Page of Cups. That's what I got as well. The Page of
Wow.
Cups. Tanika, is he kind of young or youthful minded?
Yeah, he's younger than me.
Younger than you, yeah.
He's
That's
younger
what I
than
was.
me. And yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking, but with that star card and the world card,
Mm.
it definitely could happen. It's just, pause right now. It's going to take some time. Advice from the tarot here. So Ace of Wands, make it, if he does contact you, or if you decide to take the reins and reach out, okay, make sure you handle it as if it's a whole new relationship. Okay. And then that leads to the Hierophant card.
Whoa. Wow.
So, yeah, this could be something really, it could go far. Yeah. It's looking good to me.
Really, it could turn into like a real relationship.
Yeah, could turn into a
Yeah.
real relationship. I just think he's like really young, and he's not used to that, and it's going to take some time, to meanwhile, try to rekindle it as a brand new thing. And
Kindle
like
that spark.
yeah, well, like what I mentioned
I
earlier.
reached out the last time.
Oh yeah.
I had reached out the last time. I kind of felt like he, kind of pulled away, and I reached out last time, and we were good for like a good couple weeks. But I feel I'm not going to reach out again because I feel kind of funny.
That's
I'm
kind of
hoping
smart.
that he comes back on his own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's what's got to
allow
be
it.
different this time.
Yeah, and maybe that's the thing too. It's like he does need that time to kind of like get that epiphany,
Mhm. Well, thanks for the call, Tonika.
Yeah.
Good luck on that. Now you got to call us back and let us know what happens.
Yeah, let us know.
Well, hopefully he gets it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And let's see, I'm going to, before we take another call, let's see if I'm missing anything in the chat room here. And there was a question about, it was Jay Francis. Yeah. Will you please pull a card for my 18-year-old son's new relationship? Okay. Let's see what.
It's exciting. I think
Yeah.
it's your turn.
It's my turn, and it's a new relationship. Yay. And he's only 18. Oh my God. Is this a first new relationship? First of all, right off the bat, he's showing up, Knight of Swords, I mean, he's really rushing into this. I'm just, not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's like, anyway. And then the Two of Coins shows up. So, there may be a little bit of balancing going on here, and so what advice to let him know about the Queen of Wands? Okay, she's really independent and fiery. She might even be a fire sign. I don't know. Let me know if she's in the chat, if she's a fire sign, your son's new girlfriend, but she's independent, and that can become an issue. And so you can tell him, to be careful not to try or don't squash her independence. Okay. And to understand also that that's just how she is, and that if he wants to make it work, remember that Five of Swords from the earlier reading, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? And you may have to compromise a little bit there, or at least just be aware that she's that way, and here's the big thing. Tell him to not take it personal that she has this independent streak. So that's what I'm getting. Let's see any words of wisdom from Mary for your son's new relationship or
Ooh.
girlfriend anyway.
Well, I don't have any, words for the relationship, except that, I think that, this is just part of the journey for your son. I don't think this relationship is the be all end all, but it is an important one because this is where he kind of asserts himself. And because he's 18, I'm a man now kind of vibe, maybe, is going on when it comes to relationships, and everybody has to, we all have to grow up sometime, right? Unfortunately. And the next card I get is talking about how love is a journey. So I think love is going to be a journey. This is where he asserts himself. He finds himself as an adult and kind of moving into adult relationships with this one. He continues the journey, and then he reaches a point somewhere in the journey where the real thing's going to happen, and he's going to know how to nurture love and make it last. But this relationship, I think he's going to reach a point of detachment from it, and just that need to open up, is something that is part of the journey. He's going to have to learn how to kind of do that. But I don't know. I think it's an important relationship for him. I just don't think it's the be all end all.
So it
So I
turns
hope that helps.
she was born December 26th. I think that's Capricorn. I think she's an earth sign. And Jay Francis says she is in engineering at university, a very smart woman. Yes. So see that fiery energy, that smart and independent, and that's what he needs to watch out for. It's not a bad thing at all. It's just he's got to know. Don't take it personal. Relationships are the best way to learn about ourselves. Thank you, Mary.
Awesome. You're welcome.
And she says, no fire, he's a Virgo. No, that's not what I was saying, Jay. What I was saying was she came up as the Queen of Wands. And even though she's not a fire sign, she's a earth sign, she has that fiery element. It's probably somewhere else in her natal chart. Anyway, that's what I was referring to. And before we take another phone call here, we're getting close to the end of the show, folks. Ellie the Moonchild popped in, Mary, and she's asking, if there's time, may I please get a general, like, what do I need to know about my own business endeavors? So she said general, but I said, what do you really want to know? I know that there's, and actually it's her business endeavors. What does she need to know about that, Mary?
What does Ellie need to know about her business endeavors? That's such a great question. And really for everybody listening, for any situation, any type of question you have, asking what do you need to know about it is really sometimes very helpful, because sometimes we're asking about the wrong thing, as far as what can be helpful to us. But what do you need to know about your business endeavors? Wow. Probably things you already know, but I feel like, the main central focus card is the 10 of Pentacles, right? So we think of like the money, right? But also like the legacy of it, the real like grounded foundation of the business. And on the reason I say that also is because the Emperor is on top of it, So it's like, what's the structure? Is the structure solid? Do you have a good plan where everything's like kind of running like clockwork? Or do you find yourself like rushing and forgetting things and I forgot about that, and now I got to ship all this over there, like that kind of stuff, then that's what that would be also talking about there. Underneath that, we have the 9 of Cups, the wish card. We love the 9 of Cups. And so because it's underneath everything, it's almost like for the dream that we had, the wish, our very best thing that we want our business to be, or to be like, it's got all this other stuff on top of it. And so that to me is also saying, like, take a look at that. Maybe you have so much structure and you're regimented and the money is here and the whole thing, that we've somehow just gotten some distance between us and our dream a little bit, and like, don't be afraid to wish for more, right? And then in the end, I get the Page of Swords. This is really kind of interesting because it comes up opposite the Six of Wands. How are we getting the word out? The Six of Wands, so often it's like a public display. Is there a public display of your business? What does that look like? Is that maybe what needs to be structured better, and put, at the center of things? But that's what I got. Let's see what Dax has for you.
Sorry, I was handling a problem in the chat here. Charlotte was letting me know about, I guess, something we missed in the very beginning.
Okay.
I got a little distracted with that, folks. It was Andrea, something about a channeled message from her father, Hector, or something like that. What we really don't channel, folks. And she asked a different question and we did answer that. So I was wondering what Charlotte was talking about. Anyway, let's take a look at what we're getting here. I gotta bring up the right screen. So this is for Ellie. Talking about your financial endeavors here and career and so forth like that, it's not like you're not making progress. The Knight of Pentacles shows up. You're making slow, steady progress. All right. But what are you holding on to? The Four of Pentacles. There's something you're holding on to. I feel it's like you're holding on to something like it has to be done a certain way. This is the only way to do X. To have success in your career and do what you want to do, it has to be done a certain way. There's something you're holding on to that you actually need to let go of and think outside the box, because I got the Hanged Man. So this may be, again, this card often talks about a slight delay. That might be what you're feeling, like you're not making progress, even though you really are making progress. Here we are with the Knight of Pentacles, but the Hanged Man card. All right. In addition to the delay you may be feeling, it's also talking to me, tarot's multi-layered. It's also talking to me about, this is one of those thinking outside of the box cards. And especially he is taking the time to step back, think outside the box, and he's looking at the world 180 degrees upside down from the rest of us. That's why he hanged himself upside down on purpose, so that he could view the world from a different perspective. That is what the tarot is telling you to do. Do that, and more studies, looking into more directions and avenues and so forth with the Page of Pentacles, and then the central focus card in the very center, the Fool card. Then take the leap. After you've done this, okay, after you've done this, Page of Pentacles, Hanged Man, once you find that thing and it comes to you, just, you may not even think it's something that you could do, but yes, take the leap and do it. All right. And just, let go that it has to be done a certain way. I think that's also, if you're in a particular, I know what you do and so forth, and look at what everybody else is doing and do it a different way. Do it better. Okay. And then remember the workshop. And I think you were there, right? The niching workshop. How to stand out in a sea of readers. Okay. So that's what I got. Let's see.
I hope that helped. Thanks for the question.
I think that
it's like 3 Pisces to Taurus.
Yeah.
On the astro clock.
Yes. Can we squeeze in another phone call?
I think we have a couple Pisces room for that.
Okay. We can only squeeze in another phone call, folks. So we're going to go with the caller that's been waiting the longest, which is area code 916. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling in from? Woo-hoo.
Hi, I'm Ray calling in from California.
Ray from California.
Hi, Ray.
Hey, Ray.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, I guess I don't know if you guys can help me out with this. Just looking for relationship advice. I'm not dating anybody, and I think compared to years past, I got my feet under me, and I think I'm ready to mingle, and I got my career and everything, and I'm mentally stable and stuff like that. And just kind of curious if you see anything, I guess.
Well, you sound like a real catch, but I think Dax, are you up? Is that right? Is that what we're doing?
It is me. Again, it is me. Okay. Taking a look here. Alrighty. So you're all ready to go, Ray. Have you tried this before and weren't too happy? I mean, I'm getting this Four of Cups keeps showing up in a lot of these readings, and it's like people are just, apathetic or not happy with their options, things like that. Anything like that coming along?
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. The central focus card is, the Two of Wands. So there you are. Basically he's got the world in his hand. Literally you have the world in your hand. You've done the smart thing. You have gone ahead and got the other areas of your life dialed in. And most of us don't do that. Most of us do this backwards. We jump into relationships, and we jump from relationship to relationship. You need to get the other parts of your life, and you in general, dialed in. And it sounds like, you've done the smart thing, and now the world's your oyster. You got the world in your hands there, and he's at the precipice. He's looking out into the distance. He's the search is on. The search is on. Okay. What happens is, the Page of Swords shows up, and so this is the person I think you're going to meet. Potential doesn't have to be, but potentially an earth sign: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is a young person too. Either, well, you sound young too. How old are you?
35.
Yeah, you're young. Okay, you're a youngin', and you also have a very youthful sound in your voice, which makes you sound like 22. Okay. And so this person that's coming in is either going to be chronological.
I get that a lot.
You get that a lot? Yeah, yeah. So this person coming in might be a Gemini or one of the other air signs, not necessarily, but they probably will be. This is somebody that's very, very smart and quick-witted and has all those attributes, even if they're not an air sign. And they're either chronologically younger than you or very youthful minded and so forth. In fact, the interesting thing is you're going to have to be the emperor in the relationship. Okay. This card's coming up for you. You are the emperor. You got to be in charge. Because this other person coming in, they're going to be a little bit, more youthful and happy-go-lucky and so forth like that. And I feel like this is happening in the timing card is 10, so that could be 10 weeks. That could be a week and a half. 10 days. Yeah, I think I screwed that up. Okay, so 10, what would 10 weeks be? Okay, so like a couple of months to as quickly as 10 days, which is like a little over a week, so you could meet this person really quickly, or it could take a little bit of time, but not too much time. I mean, God, you've been waiting. I mean, a couple of months going by is not really that bad. But yeah, it's looking really good. I like what I'm seeing there. But let's see what Mary's getting. Maybe she's got some more insight. Got anything cool for Ray?
Well, look, it's really kind of interesting because I kind of did look at it from the standpoint of like, what advice would you need? You're single and ready to mingle. And, what do you need to know before you jump into the ocean of dating options? I don't know. I lost the metaphor there. But anyways, what's interesting is like, for me, you came up as the King of Cups, and so it's great because it's somebody who's like, they understand as much as any of us can their emotions, and they're not afraid to express themselves and how they feel, which is really good. But at the same time, it feels like what you really need to know has to do with confidence. The Five of Pentacles comes up here. And, when we're not talking about money issues, or even it can be a money thing where we're like, women want men that are really rich. I hear that from friends every once in a while. And so they have a little self-confidence, lack of self-confidence when it comes to like their status. But, what you need to know is that that's changing with all the work that you did on yourself. We have the Death card here. So it's like, this is like you've gone through and maybe still might be kind of the tail end of a transformation of some sort. And with all the work you did on yourself, you certainly can be confident. We have the Seven of Pentacles. It's a main advice card saying like, take your time, I mean, there's look, everybody's gorgeous or not, or they're in each other's eyes, they are, whatever, go deeper, go beyond the superficial levels, and that takes time to really get to know someone, to know if like like you're feeling that vibe or not. And because you came up as the King of Cups, I think you'll have a sense of like who's the right one to pick, so you don't have to worry about picking the wrong one. And the final card that comes up is like, be the Emperor. It is the Emperor, once again, just like Dax had. And, the thing about the Emperor card that's interesting to me, because it is one of my birth cards. So like, I'm always like, the Emperor, we have the structure, the stability, ruling, taking charge, being in charge. But there's a really beautiful kind of older deck out there called the Osho Zen deck. And in that deck, the Emperor is like #rebel, like, and I always thought like, wow, how's the Emperor a rebel? But when you think about it, it all goes back to that confidence issue, right? So it's like, regardless of what your profession is, be a boss, even if you're, a line cook in your daily life, when you're out with, the other singles and mingling, have that boss attitude, have that big attitude, like just be the boss of yourself, be the emperor of yourself, not necessarily in the relationship, because, well, maybe later in the relationship, like Dax was saying, but in the beginning, when you're just dating somebody, you don't get to be in charge, that's just how it is, and so, but if you are so in control of yourself and you're confident, that is always sexy. So just keep that in mind. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the question.
And you gotta let us know, Ray. You gotta call
we
back.
We want to know.
Yeah. And if you can't
I will do. Thank you guys very much.
You're welcome, Ray. If you can't call us, message us from our Tarot Today live page. So it's www.tarottoday.live. That URL will take you right to the page, and there's message buttons on there. Me and Mary, you can message us and let us know what happens. We're dying to know.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a good weekend.
Thanks, Ray. Enjoy the rest of your
too.
weekend there. My grandfather's name was Ray, and you don't hear that a lot. Raymond. Raymond Reddington, The Blacklist. I finally made it. I binge watched through the
Oh, you did?
5. I had watched it, and then I had a whole bunch of it like in the can, but I didn't watch. And I finally went ahead and binge watched the 4 or 5 years that I missed. And now I'm all caught up, and it's like, damn it, I have to wait for next week's episode. I just love The Blacklist. Okay, Ray, and that was a great one. In fact, we had a lot of great calls today. Want to thank everybody.
Yeah. And from the chat room too, we had a lot of great questions.
Yes. Elliot said, any next steps or advice? And I don't know if she was asking were you asking that, Ellie, while we were giving the reading? Because we did give steps and advice. The whole thing is that hangman thing. It's like thinking outside the box. Remember the workshop and niching. How can do something unusual, and what can you niche in? And then and if there's other people doing what you want to do, how can you do it better, smarter, change something? Think outside the box.
Right. And don't forget the wish card. Like, what is it that was your dream about all of this? What is it that you really, really, really want the most?
What do you like doing the most? And remember what Nicole said in the workshop about, doing the 100 free readings. Look at the questions you get, look at what you're drawn to. What do you like doing the most? What are you the best at answering? Things like that. That's going to help you out. All righty. So we got to get out of here, and it was so much fun. Oh my God.
This was a blast. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. And we'll be back next week. Yes. We will. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Good night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, John Boy. Thank you.